The opioid epidemic taking a big toll on communities across the country. Baltimore is no exception.
In 2017, 692 people died from opioid overdoses. That's more than double the number of homicides in the city that year.
Seattle is also struggling to combat opioids. And Eric Johnson from our sister station there traveled across the country to Rhode Island in search of a solution.
As Seattle wrestles with the twin tragedies of addiction and homelessness, we look to the tiny state of Rhode Island for answers.
I became addicted at the age of 15. I was a full-fledged heroin addict.
This is Michael Manfredi when he came to the Rhode Island Department of Corrections for the final time. He'd done heroin for 35 years. 20 years of his life had been spent locked up.
Would I be where I am today if this program wasn't implemented? No, I wouldn't be here today. Honest to God, I'd be dead.
In tiny Rhode Island, the curse of opioid addiction is being met head-on, here, behind prison walls, and here, on the streets. The concept is simple, deceptively so. Drugs in prison, the drugs that get people off heroin.
We're monitored, like we get dose evaluations, like the doctors, the counselors.
Jailed offenders don't have to go through painful withdrawal. They choose the drug that works for them, methadone, Suboxone, or Vivitrol. There are recovery coaches and counselors. There are group meetings and individual sessions. The mental part of addiction is attacked from every angle.
Does the counseling help?
Counseling definitely helps. You need somebody to talk to.
Ray Vincent chose Suboxone.
You know, with all the counseling and all the support that I have, it's a very smooth transition. You know, I don't know how it would be if I wasn't on medication.
And here's the key. It continues when they get out of prison.
Priority number one being how they're going to continue their medication.
This is a Kodak Center. They are sprinkled throughout Providence and Rhode Island. Kodak is the bridge from the inside to the outside.
You become a Kodak patient. So you become, you have a patient ID number.
There are 7 Kodak centers throughout the city of Providence. Former inmates show up anytime, any day.
Take-home bottles.
And they get their medication. No questions asked, no red tape. The counseling and the group meetings continue on the outside as well.
I changed by becoming someone I didn't want to be.
It is what we're obligated to do as healthcare providers. It's the smart thing to do.
Michael Manfredi has a job now. He's clean and happy, and he's head over heels in love with his granddaughter.
Absolutely, I've never been happier in my life.
One way of measuring success is the death rate for those leaving prison. It's a dangerous time because addicts often get out of jail, use the same amount of drugs they had been using, and overdose. The rate of that happening is way down in Rhode Island.
And what we found was a 65% decrease in mortality for people with a history of incarceration.
My life's great, man. I can't thank everybody enough, man, because if it wasn't for this MAT program, Michael wouldn't be here today.
Maybe if we enforced our laws, if we intervened in lives that are reeling out of control and ruining a once beautiful city, maybe it could work here too.
Well, it's time now for a detailed look at our weekend forecast.